With the Somerset Patriots losing the final game of the Eastern League Championship Series, the minor league season is over for all of the Yankees affiliates. It wasn't the year I was hoping for the organization. A lot of their top guys who you would expect to see at top of the leaderboards either found themselves traded in big deals, or unfortunately had to deal with injuries all year and didn't play as much as you would hope for. With that being said, the second half produced some really fun storylines and some excellent breakout players who we're going to highlight in today's video as we hand out minor league awards for the 2024 season and try to highlight the top performers from this past year and give them their flowers after a long, grueling season at the minor league level. No player who made their major league debut previously or this season will be included on this list. So a guy like Ben Rice will not be on this list. Jason Dominguez didn't play enough, but if he did, he would not have qualified for this list. And guys like Will Warren, Clayton Beeter, so on and so forth would not qualify for this list either. With all that being said, let's get into the first award we're handing out, which is the Minor League Hitter of the Year award, and we'll be handing that out to Raphael Flores, a catcher and first baseman who played for the High A Hudson Valley Renegades and the Double A Somerset Patriots. Back in 2022, the Yankees signed Flores as an undrafted free agent, and it's turned out to be one of the better decisions they've made in that draft class. Across two levels of minor league baseball, he hit 21 home runs, which was the second most in the organization behind Ben Rice, as he slashed 279, 379, and 495 with a 149 WRC+. He added 2 home runs in the postseason as he helped the Somerset Patriots reach a championship series where they unfortunately lost in a 2-game sweep. His run with Double A was superbly impressive because of how great the underlying metrics were, hitting just 35.5% of his batted balls on the ground, an improvement over his numbers at High A this past year. We also saw improvements in the swing strike rate and the pull rate, which means he was making more contact on his swings, and he was getting more batted balls out to left field. And if you combine that with the previously mentioned 35.5% ground ball rate, it means that most of his contact is in the air, pulled, and he makes enough contact to use his power to his advantage. He's recorded exit velocities that have exceeded 112 and have reached 113 miles an hour, and the Yankees will see him in the Arizona Fall League this month, where he'll be able to play more games and get some more reps. An excellent power hitter, the Yankees should be extremely excited for what he can do in 2025, as he has a chance to potentially break onto their 40-man roster in the next calendar year and potentially make an impact on the 2025 Yankees. Up next, we have the Minor League Pitcher of the Year for the Yankees organization, and this wasn't super easy, but I settled on Cam Schlitter, a right-handed pitcher who pitched for the Hudson Valley Renegades in High A, the Somerset Patriots Double A, and made a spot start for the Scranton Rail Riders in Triple A. He had the second best ERA for a pitcher in the Yankees organization with at least 100 innings pitched, and he led the entire organization in strikeouts at 154. The right-hander flashed a 95 to 96 mile per hour fastball when he's really getting it up there, sitting close to 93-94 on average. He has 2 excellent breaking balls, one being a sweeper, the other being a curveball, and I was impressed with his ability to both pick up whiffs and limit damage contact. There are 42 minor league pitchers who record at least 100 innings and posted a ground ball rate of at least 50% this year, and only 2 pitchers posted a higher strikeout rate than Schlitter did in that group on the year. The Yankees have an arm with excellent stuff who does have some command issues, but is still very projectable thanks to his 6'6 frame. With strong underlying metrics in Double A, I think the Yankees can look at him as someone who could get off to a fast start in 25 and end his season in Triple A, or maybe even with the major league team. He's starting to gain some traction now that he's built up to over 120 innings, and the fact that his per rate efficiency was excellent. A potential middle of the rotation starter down the road, I expect Cam Schlitter to be a popular pick to click for minor league evaluators as they look at the Yankee organization moving beyond 2024. Moving on to the reliever of the year for the Yankees organization, we have Eric Rezlan, a right-handed pitcher who pitched for the Hudson Valley Renegades and the Somerset Patriots this past year. He also tossed a couple of innings for the Florida Complex League team, although those were rehab innings. You could argue that Rezlan would be the best pick for another award that we'll discuss later on, but I decided to name him as the organization's reliever of the year and keep him to just one award. He struck out 63 batters across 38 and 2/3 innings pitched, posting a 1.16 ERA and a 0.96 WHIP. He had a 40.9% strikeout rate, and while he walked 12.3% of batters faced, you'll take it with how much he avoids damage contact, as his home run per 9 rate was below 0.5. His 3-pitch mix is gross, sitting the upper 90s with good vertical ride from a low release height on his fastball, and the slider and changeup are great secondary offerings as well. He is a stuff plus darling who can punch tickets with the best of them, and the Yankees should be very excited about what he can provide for the team in 2025. I think that there is a legitimate chance that Eric Rezlan gets a quick stint in AAA before big league promotion. His stuff is wicked, and I think there are a few players in the organization who are more major league ready. There are some rock star closer vibes here with Eric Rezlan. He's got a power fastball, he's got a great slider, a good changeup, and he's got the tenacity to be a high leverage weapon and pitch in high pressure situations, which is what the Yankees are going to need in 2025, as guys like Clay Holmes, Tommy Kahnle, and Tim Hill are all set to be free agents at the end of the 2024 season. Now we're going with the Rookie of the Year, or First Year Player of the Year. Essentially, it's who I think was the best performing player in the 2023 draft class, or undrafted free agent class, any player acquired in that window. And my pick for that is 6th rounder Cade Smith, who had a pretty strong season between single A and high A with the Tampa Tarpons and Hudson Valley Renegades. His fastball generated over 17 inches of induced vertical break from a low release height, which allows for it to be a solid weapon at the top of the zone. And really, despite the fact that it's saying 92-93, it sets up one of the best breaking balls in the organization, a gyro slider that has become a whiff machine for the right-hander. He had a 46.9% whiff rate on it with a 39% chase rate, and he can also mix in some curveballs, especially against lefties, something that helps them get even more swings and misses. And overall, batters had a 36% whiff rate against Smith at the single A level. His 3.65 ERA and 3.37 FIP across single A and high A would show off a lot of encouraging signs for what he can become in 2025. The talent pool wasn't super deep for this 2023 draft class. A lot of guys dealt with injuries or just didn't have a phenomenal year. Maybe year 2 is a little bit better for some of these guys, but Smith is more than a deserving candidate for this award, and I think he has a chance to have an even bigger year in 2025, as he can perhaps build up some more velocity, sit closer to maybe 94 miles an hour, and become one of the better pitching prospects in the Yankee organization. Next up, we have the most likely to join the Yankees in 2025, or just the most likely to debut award, and that's going to Caleb Durban, a utility man who played for the Scranton Railriders, and he was really good last year and had a strong showing in the Arizona Fall League that I think helped boost his stock. But this year, I think he really solidified himself as one of the 30 best prospects in the organization and someone with a legitimate future at the major league level. He has excellent strikeout to walk numbers. He's a pull fly ball machine, something that allowed him to hit 10 home runs in 82 games, and that's impressive for somebody who probably had like 20 to 25 grade raw power. I think his approach that allows him to still make a bunch of contact, but also pull so many fly balls in the air, could allow him to be more of a 10 to 15 home run guy at the major league level. He's an excellent base runner, he's got excellent defensive value in the infield, and I think he's someone that could compete for the second base job next year, as Gleyber Torres is set to hit free agency. We know entering the 2024 season, the Yankees didn't try to extend him. We know back in 2022, the Yankees shopped him in trade rumors. There was almost a deal done with Miami, and overall, Durban does have the skills of a guy who could be a steady presence at second base, provide some more defensive value, give the Yankees a little more speed, and we'll see if he can provide even a little bit of power. He'll head to the Arizona Fall League again this year, and with him being Rule 5 eligible, we'll see what the Yankees think of Caleb Durban, because if they place him on the 40-man roster, it's an indication that they think this guy is a legitimate prospect and someone who could compete for a job in 2025. The Yankees' breakout prospect of the year came out of literally nowhere. The Yankees signed left-handed starting pitcher Ben Shields as an undrafted free agent, someone who made his professional debut at 25 years old and showed off an impressive ability to not only get ground balls, but also miss bats as well. He posted a 3.48 ERA and a 3.23 FIP across 3 levels of minor league baseball, striking out over 31% of batters faced and flashing a strong pitch mix. He has a 4-seamer, sinker, slider, and curveball that he can throw for strikes, and his low release height coupled with the fact that he gets a ton of extension, allows these pitches to play up despite maybe underwhelming velocity or pitch shapes. The fastballs sit between 92 and 94 miles an hour, with his sinker being a pitch that he can force contact with or steal some strikes with, and the four-seamer being a pitch he can climb the ladder with for swings and misses. His slider and curveball move a ton, but they play different roles as well. The slider moves a ton horizontally. That's a pitch you're going to expect to see to back foot against righties or go down and away against lefties, whereas the curveball gets a lot of vertical movement. This is a pitch that he can really use against right-handed batters to avoid using sweepers that maybe hang over the middle of the plate. He has enough weapons to get both lefties and righties out, and while he's an unorthodox prospect due to the fact that he's 25 years old, this is again his first year pitching at the professional level, and he was really good. Nobody knew who he was when the Yankees signed him, but he could be one of their more MLB-ready arms who have yet to make their major league debut. He looked outmatched in his first AAA outing because it was a spot start, and granted, the AAA baseball is different than the AA or high A ball, and the ABS is extremely weird. I was extremely impressed with how he performed in AA because he put up a 3.12 ERA and had a 20% strikeout to walk rate. I wonder if he can pitch his way into the Yankees bullpen or the back end of their rotation late in 2025 or early in 2026, because he's someone who, again, is older than most prospects. His command is ahead of schedule, which makes sense. Again, he's 25, but the stuff is starting to play up a little bit, and if there's any velocity gains or maybe just an ability to locate up in the zone better or down and away better, whatever it may be, if Ben Shields continues to improve and get better, this is a guy who could pitch on a major league mound next year. Now, finally, we're going to highlight the minor league affiliate of the year, and this one's really tough because there were a lot of teams that I felt like clumped together. The Florida Complex League Yankees are always very good, but they didn't go deep in their playoff run. The Hudson Valley Renegades and Somerset Patriots both made the playoffs, but they got knocked out in the championship round. Somerset was swept. Hudson Valley did get a game in that best-of-3 series, but again, they both lost in the same round. And then you have a team like the Scranton Rail Riders, who set a franchise record for runs scored in the season and finished just a half game out of having the best record in both the International and Pacific Coast leagues, but their wacky playoff qualification rules meant that they didn't make the postseason, despite being the best affiliate the Yankees had in the regular season and having a lot of quality players. After kind of looking at win percentages and factoring in playoff performance, I felt like the Hudson Valley Renegades were the best pick to win this award. The reason for that being, they went to the championship round, they won a game in the championship round, they had a better record than the Somerset Patriots overall, who also went to the championship round, and if you look at their team stats, they were very dominant. They had the best ERA in high A with the 6th best OPS, and a lot of the players on this list played for the Hudson Valley Renegades. Caleb Durban is the only player on this list that did not play for Hudson Valley this season. Last year he played for them, but this year he didn't because he was further along his developmental cycle. But this just tells you that they had a lot of talent this year, and they have a pretty good developmental culture. This isn't a slight to the other affiliates. Again, I feel like Scranton, the Florida Complex League team, the Somerset Patriots, they were all really close, but I just had to give the edge to Hudson Valley here. They were so good this year. They had so many guys who I think will become future Yankees. Their depth was great. Their bullpen was brilliant. You're looking at guys like Harrison Cohen, Kelly Austin, Mason Vineyard, Eric Rezlan was there for a little bit. They just had a really deep team, and I'm going to reward them for that. So with that being said, that'll wrap up today's video and our minor league awards. We're going to be doing these annually. We hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know who you guys would put on this list. The Yankees had a lot of interesting players in the minor leagues this year, and I'm really excited for what they can do in 2025 as guys get a little healthier and are able to play a full season. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. You can check out Fireside Yankees on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page, all under the handle Fireside Yankees, except for Instagram where it's at fireside.yankees. EmpireSportsMedia.com has not only the written version of this video, but it has tons, and I mean tons of content for the East and West Coast. We've got Dodgers, Chargers, Lakers for the West Coast. We've got Yankees, Mets, Giants, Rangers, Knicks, Jets. We've got tons of stuff for you guys, so make sure you guys check that out. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Love you all. Let's go Yankees. Peace out.
Perfect.